Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Porkys Corner, the voice of hardcore boxing. But then again, you know that, don't you? Because that's why you've tuned in. Right, let's just get this camera angle a bit better. It's better, isn't it? So look, we've got to get innovation alloys on, haven't we? For those people who keep asking, innovation alloys is nothing to do with alloy wheels. Right. I changed colour of wheels on my car a few times. Were grey, black, and now the copper. So, but innovation alloys is precious metals, also scrap metal. It's not alloy wheels to all you donkeys out there on your fake accounts. Right, so we'll just get that in. But big shout out Innovation Alloys, men of honour, true men, last of the Mohicans. Isn't that right, AJ? Right, let's go through a few things. Get this position right. I ain't got a clue, have I, really, mate, about camera focuses and audio stuff and things like that. People keep saying, Porky, you when you do a zoom in office, it's all misty. Yeah, well, I forget, don't have to take this and give it a wipe. But so for all you weirdos that keep going on about it, I've ordered a 4K camera for an ear on that foot zoom, if that makes you feel better. But sometimes I just forget because I'm very forgetful. So if camera in car sometimes is not bang on, well, whatever, you know, I'm trying to do 50 things at once. I'm spinning about 5 plates during the day, not one. Some of you are just laid in bed stinking all day, stinking in your beds all day. So before you get critical, have a look at what you're doing with your lives. All right. But yeah, my camera work leaves a lot to be desired in my audio, but I ain't got a clue, have I, really? But I've come this far, and we nearly completed 4 years. So, and what we've got lined up in the next 2 years. Right, Eddie's show. I don't know what to make of Eddie's show, to be honest. You know, some of my pals are saying it were a great event, this and that, and 20,000 there. Look, they want 20,000 there. I know that for a fact. Right? I know that for a fact. There weren't 20,000, but there were a lot there. Is it good for boxing? You damn right. Better believe your bottom dollar it is. Of course it's good for boxing. Of course it is. But look, end of the day, if you're putting shows on, it's good. But let's have some quality on them. Let's not have polished turds. Right, so let's just have a little quick look through this here. We'll go straight in with Lara, Warrington. What did I think about it? Well, look, I'm pretty brutal, right, with most things. Even when my kids come to me and ask me for things, I'm pretty brutal. You know, I won't listen to rubbish or innuendo or blaggers. You know, I've seen it, I've done it, I've wore a t-shirt, I've ironed it, I've thrown it and been and go another one. So it's no good trying to fill me full of shit. All right, so here we go. Nick Manners, he's Team Warrington, and he trains Josh Warrington with Josh's dad. When Josh's dad's not smoking 20 part drive a day. All right. Josh Warrington, in my opinion, were looking for a way out. As soon as he got in that ring, he wanted to save face in front of his own crowd. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. He was looking for a way out. They had a weak referee in there, Steve Gray. He did nothing about them headbutts. Steve Gray is a company man for whoever's paying him on the night. Very rare does he go against the home promoter. Very, very rare. Unless it's a knockout and it's out his hands. But Steve Gray did nothing to protect Lara, and he let Warrington keep butting away. Go and watch the fight. It's not on for that long. I mean, it was all over and done with in round 2, wasn't it? But go and watch the fight. All right. You go, look at how many headbutts there were. clear, blatant headbutts. Steve Gray did nothing. Warrington, in my opinion, wanted a way out. A safe face. That's that. If Josh Warrington don't agree with what I've just said, Josh, you're more than welcome on this channel. I'll even come and see you at your gym. It's just an opinion. I'm not saying you're not a great little fighter, but I think you're at top of it or you're coming down now, aren't you? And there's no wrong with that. There's no wrong with that. I just think Josh Warrington's been very, very carefully matched. You got kids at the right time, Frampton, Selby, got them at the right time. Very carefully matched. Made a bad decision, bad choice, fighting Lara, got wiped out. And he went in that ring, looked frightened to death to me, looking for a way out. Yeah, they're all going to meet fire with fire and blah, blah, blah. But as soon as he got clipped downstairs a couple of times, he didn't want to know. He was looking for a way out. That's my opinion. A lot of people might not agree with me. I know there's a lot of people who are not going to say that on social media. Steffi Bull's not going to say it. But Steffi, we know what you're whispering, don't we? We know. So come out on your social media and say it, Steffi. Don't say it to people's ear holes. Don't go like that in their ear hole. Just come out and say, look, I thought you were looking for a way out. That's all you've got to say, Steffi. That's all. Instead of sticking knifing on the kid, be honest. Just say it, Steph. Just say, Warrington were looking for a way out. That's it. That's all you got to do. Say that. And be safe knowing that you gave an opinion. Don't be frightened to fucking death. Oh, I want to work with him down the line. Oh, I daren't say out. Wanted a way out. Got flogged in first fight. Didn't fancy it in second one. Wanted a way out. They got an on-time referee and a big crowd behind them. And it ruined the night, didn't it, really? I mean, Josh Warrington, that close to being weapon at week this week. That close. I filmed that this morning and it's a fantastic weapon at week. But it wasn't Josh Warrington, but, you know. So, but other than that, the event looked brilliant, didn't it? It was like a polished turd, wasn't it? It was like going to a cup final at Wembley, a match getting called off after 5 minutes. That's what you got. So, do I want to see a third one? Do I fuck? Do I want to see Galahad against Warrington? Do I fuck? Unless Warrington gets 70% at purse because he's doing all heavy lifting. He brings the crowd, doesn't he? He brings the money. So Galahad's got to take 30%, in my opinion. He doesn't sell a ticket up here. Terrible style like that. That's the only way that Josh Warrington and his team are going to take that fight now if they get the lion's share of the lion bar. So Josh Warrington, in my opinion, deserves that money. He's bringing the crowd, and Galahad stinks arenas out, doesn't he? We all know that. So Galahad, and you're a drug cheat. So, but who's going to tell you? Tony Bellew didn't tell you when he were doing the presenting on DAZN the other day, didn't he? Didn't he, Tony? Tony never said a dicky bird, did he? All that big chat about what Tony wants to do to drug takers in the sport and what his opinion is of them and all that. But if it's a mate of Tony's, it's okay in that. Tony. You can't help yourself, can you? But Warrington headbutted his way to a way out of the fight. Maxi Hughes. Cinderella man, isn't he? Maxi Hughes. Doncaster lad. I've got to give Steffi Bull credit for playing his part with Maxi Hughes and Sean O'Hagan. Got to give them credit. Maxi Hughes, in my opinion, is the fighter of the year. Got to win fighter of the year. Got to. He's now a world champion, and everybody knows that I rate the IBO belt. Well, why not? Are you telling me IBO is not as good as WBA? Hey. Are you telling me WBC, who got rid of Benavidez because he failed a coke test, but Oscar Valdez fails one for steroids, but they still sanction his fight? So is the WBC, are they better than the IBO? No, they're fucking not, are they? Hey, no, they are not. So Maxi Hughes is a bona fide world champion from Doncaster, IBO belt. Same belt that Manny Pacquiao had. He had an IBO. Klitschko, Joshua's got one. Did Lennox Lewis have one, I think? Roy Jones, listen. Maxi Hughes, big P salutes you. You are a world champion boxer. Take a bow, son. Take a bow. You represented Doncaster well, kid, so take a bow. Our second champion in recent times after Terry Harper, and the one before that, Jamie McDonald, the forgotten man. Where's Jamie McDonald's friends now from Essex? Where's Jamie McDonald's mates, Eddie Hearn, Frank Smith, all them lot? They're not hanging out the back of him now, are they? Remember what I said? Boxing's a lonely sport. When you win, you're lonely, and when you lose, you're lonely. Oh, trust me. But well done, Maxi. Made my night, that. Connor Benn, or should we say Conman Benn, jetting in on private jet into Leeds. They give him the full red carpet treatment, didn't they, Eddie and Frank Smith? The old Connor Benn. He was like a fish out of water against a shot guy, wasn't he? Shot to pieces, but Steve Gray played his part yet again. He gave every round to Connor Benn. Another judge gave it, did he buy 4 rounds? So how can one judge be 6 rounds apart from Steve Gray in a 10-round fight? Like I said, Steve Gray is a hometown referee judge for whichever promoter. Always has been, always will be. I'll never forget when Dennis pulled him in Cardiff when Sheedy fought Tommy Langford. Dennis flew straight up and said, you fucking cheating bastard. Straight to his face. Go on, Dennis. I remember that. I was like, go on, Dad. Go on, Dad. Steve Gray, you know what I'm on about. People like you, Terry O'Connor, Victor Laughlin, Ian John Lewis, yeah, you, fucking Jonah, the Albert Trotter of boxing. All you lot need running out this sport. Whatever money you've had, consider it severance pay. Take the train. Get out of Dodge. Go now while you still can before I come for you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm ready for more billboards up. I just haven't decided who the next victim is. But speaking of judging, Ebony Bridges. There's no way on earth she won that fight, did she? There's no way on earth she won that fight. But what she does have are balls. She's got balls for a woman, Ebony Bridges. She had her eye out here in one fight, didn't she, against Shannon Courtney? Her eye were right, man. She just kept fighting. A broken hand this time, she just kept fighting. Now, she's from a bodybuilding background. Now, we all know what bodybuilders take, don't they, to get like that? Now, not that I'm saying that Ebony Bridges is taking any steroids at the moment, but she doesn't seem to be bothered about a bit of pain, does she? So I give credit where credit's due, but no way on earth did she win that fight. No way on this earth. Well, the reason she got the decision is because when she goes on IFL, she does 40,000 views in 24 hours. Dave Allen only does 15. Now his star's weighing in. Have you noticed? So we've got the female Dave Allen, Ebony Bridges, and Dave's palled her up. Because what these people do, they pal each other up, don't they? Like Coogan, he comes out with things like, these are my best friends in boxing. Dave Allen, Billy Joe, Eddie Hearn, Billy Joe Saunders, you know, Dylan White, all them kind of people, all got one thing in common, all do views. I don't hear him coming out with things like Maxi Hughes as my best friend or Josh Whale or, you know, people like that, because they don't do views. If you don't do views, you're no good to Coogan. If you do views, he's going to pal you up and help promote you. And I noticed that he's getting rather close to Ebony Bridges, so let's watch it unfold. We've spoke about the kid Galahad, Josh Warrington split. Galahad's a champion, yeah, but he don't really deserve the lion's share, does he? He don't bring no to the table, don't sell a ticket. That's why he's begging for the fight now. So Eddie's going to have to perform miracles to deliver for Galahad. But I see him going on the road because he doesn't sell a ticket in Sheffield. We spoke about the Oscar Valdez situation, didn't we? Eddie Reynoso. That's 4 drug cheats to Eddie, 4 tests from Eddie Reynoso's gym. And there's a big uproar about it from Tony Bellew, a.k.a. the Bell End. But Dominic Ingalls had 3 fighters in his gym failed dope test. Just one less than Eddie Reynoso. But I don't see anybody making any noise about that from UK. Do any of you lot? But if Dominic has a fourth, will there be any noise? Now, what the fuck? We all know what people like around here, don't we? Hey. So I made some noise, didn't I, in a video the other day, the Dave Caldwell exposed video. Nobody mentioned anything about it, have they? I've had a lot of phone calls from people who want to come on the channel and speak about Mr. Caldwell, but I'm going to put it to bed this week that we're part 2, which I'm going to film this week, and then that'll be it, because I don't want to be seen as a bully, and he has got a family, hasn't he? But I think I'll have made my point then, but nobody's interested in it. He'll just be swept away. Caldwell's not going to come out and speak, hey Caldwell? You daren't. But you're more than welcome on here. porkycorner@mail.com, Caldwell, if you want to come on here, or I'll come to your gym. Not a problem. You can get somebody to hold your hand while I'm there, so you feel safe. But nobody's going to mention it. But if it were an ex-England schoolboy footballer who played in lower leagues, it'd be all over the news now, wouldn't it? But because it's boxing, it's a law unto itself, and it boxing. Nobody will mention anything. Just put their heads down, and people will say, "Oh, we know what he is, don't we?" Or that were bad judgment what he did. But nobody will actually pull him to his face. Because boxing's not full of real men, is it? 3% real men, 97% shithouses. So all you shithouses that have got plenty to say for yourselves, go tell it to his face, like I will when I see him. Say what you think. You feel a lot better for yourself. Don't hide. Don't hide or give it that to people or that on phone. Go tell him. Or say something on your social medias. That's what you got to do. We all want to change the sport, don't we? But it's the people in it that are rotten. Well, people want to go on big interviews, don't they? On YouTube, doing interviews with big outlets, going on about their life and this and that. We've got graveyards in the closets, haven't they? Some people have got skeletons, some's got graveyards. But you want to play that social media game with me, fair enough. But I'm a winner. Whatever I have a go at, I win at. So I like to win. So I like to prove a point. But I think I've proved a point with this now, and the Caldwell situation. But I've given people my word that it could come on my channel this week. Ex-fighters, and I think one of them's mother's going to come on over in Welsh. She's a bit like that. I've been told about coming on, but she's more than welcome to come on here and speak with her son there. So, and then we'll put it to bed. All right. But the drug situation, like I've just said there, Ingle fighters, 3 of them, 1 foreign kid, Billy Joe and Galahad, all failed, haven't they? Nobody mentions anything about it, do they? So why are they all bitching about Eddie Reynoso? Why? Why? Is that because Eddie Reynoso is working with Al Heyman with Canelo? Not a word will be mentioned if Canelo comes back to Eddie Hearn. Or Eddie Hills, the 4-0 Iceman, 3 by way of. So it is what it is, isn't it? Or it is what it isn't. But Tony Bellew sat next to Kid Galahad as well. Hey, after everything you said about Galahad, Tony. Naughty, naughty, naughty. It's all right if it's a friend of Tony's, though, isn't it, if they fail a dope test? Because you know them personally, don't you, Tony? Anybody else, off with their heads. So, punditry in the UK. Where's it heading? I think it's going down pan, isn't it? We need somebody like Peter Fury on board. We need somebody like John Fury. I'm not a big John Fury fan, but I'd like to see John Fury giving a pundit job live with a microphone. Probably hang himself, wouldn't he? But I'd like to see Big John Fury giving a pundit job instead of seeing him presenting shows for BT Sport. Very painful, but I did hear that it would take about 30 takes to get it right. I nail it in 2 me sometimes. You don't believe me? Ask Chris Smedley when we film helmets. Trolls on internet. Well, people seem to be trolling a lot. I get a lot of trolling. It's part and parcel of it. If you put yourself out there, you have to take it on the chin, don't you? That's what I do pretty much every single day, all day and every day. But my argument with it is this, and keep going on about it. Why don't the government tell all these social media outlets to charge everybody £1 a year to use your social media platform, like all of them? Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, across the board, you pay £1. And that can go to a charity, can't it? And by doing that, you've got to give identification of your bank details or your passport or driving license. If you can do all that, it'll cut all these people out who are making up accounts. People set accounts up on a daily basis to troll people, don't to get their opinion across, because they want to hide behind that keyboard. A bit like Steffi Bull does, he's running about 10 accounts. So, but when you're a registered license holder like me at YouTube, you can't do it, because if you do, you don't, then kick you off. And there's a lot of people depend on me doing this. Even though I get no out of the job, there is people that make a living off the back of this channel. How crazy is that? Off the back of me, and I make notes. It's unreal, isn't it? So it ain't fair that I can't do that, because there's times where I feel like saying my fucking bit. So I don't think it's fair. You've got to have a level playing field. So £1 a year, and let them all give the bank details in. And then if they say something that's vile, you know, like Porky, we're going to slice your children up, which we get, and my closest friends know all about this. We've had mocked up pictures with my kids that have all been took off Facebook and that now, and you know, but they had to come off. Yeah, sliced pictures of my children. Yeah, emailed to me as well. Emails. Yeah, brilliant, that, isn't it? Brilliant. So that it'd stop all that, wouldn't it? And other people who get abused and that. So I'm all for that. I don't mind a bit of banter, you know. So this morning I got up and I watched all Boxing Asylum, and I watched all live chat, and they spend about 2 hours talking about me, half of them. So I live in their heads as well, because they nick my one-liners, don't they? When they stop talking about me in that live chat, when I read it on a Monday morning, I must be doing something wrong. So whatever they're talking about me, they're leaving somebody else alone. So keep it coming and grow the Porky legend. Isn't that right? I'll not mention the names, but we know who they are. The ones that don't show the fucking face. Heavyweight division, what do I think about it? I think it's a fucking mess. Dylan White's not fighting anybody. Joshua's been took kicking and screaming to Usyk fight. Should have fought him a year ago. He's got a rematch. Fury Wilder 3. Does it happen? I've now been told it does happen, but I'm not so sure. So if it does happen, brilliant. If it doesn't happen, where does Tyson Fury go? I think he'll be stripped. I really, really do think he'll be stripped. I think Eddie Hearn's praying it doesn't happen so he can get Dylan White a belt and have a foothold in the division. He'd be able to serve Dylan White up then to Joshua, wouldn't he? And Joshua could be undisputed without really beating the man. Because Tyson's the man at heavyweight, and we know that, don't we? But it's in a mess. Ergovic, who's he really for? Ergovic, people keep going on about him like he's this roadman killer, like he's the Sonny Edwards of the heavyweight division. Sonny Edwards, I'll get round to you at some point this week or next week. You're a fucking luxury at the moment, you and Spencer Fearon, but I will get round to you people in the next couple of weeks. But Ergovic is supposed to be this roadman, isn't he? Who's his best win? He's 31 next birthday. Who's his best win? Who? Who's Dylan White's best win? What is he, 34 next? Who's his best win? Parker? Young Doughboy? Old Pug Del Boy, who's been smashed to bits a few times, knocked out loads of times, hasn't he? About 11 losses. So heavyweight division's parked up at the moment, isn't it? And really, who's to blame? Well, this is who I blame. It's the same old people controlling boxing it has been for years, isn't it? Your Warrens, your Hearns, your Don Kings, your Bob Arons, these sort of people. This has happened on their watch. And what we've got, all that happening on their watch, and the big fights are not happening, are they? The big fights are just not happening. And what's happened now is fans are unhappy. I mean, for example, how long ago is it that we were told, right? We were told that No, my nose went right funny then. We were told not so long ago that Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren were going to meet up for a meal and who were going to pay and could Coogan film it, and it were all exciting. That were a year ago. 1 year. And what have they done? They've not done nothing. And what did I say from day one? They'll never meet. It cuts too deep with them, doesn't it? They're never going to work together. How many fights have they put on in 10 years? What, 5? Hey, not going to happen. Would never happen. It'd be in the billions to warn them working together regular. You heard what Eddie said. Why should I give him a leg up? Throws him out. He knows the only way is to starve Frank of oxygen. And that's what they've done. But he's been detrimental to himself not working with Frank Warren because the fans are turning on them now, aren't they? Canelo's gone, hasn't he? Eddie couldn't make a fight for him because Eddie's pissed everybody off in America. Canelo said, Eddie, sit down. We're going to work with Al Heyman on this one. Eddie, oh, it's still great to be a part of Canelo. What, Canelo going off and working somewhere else and he didn't have a contract with you, Eddie? Kell Brook did that and you were crying like that. Didn't want to speak to Kell again. You froze him out. You won't even let him have Sky. But I bet you would for Canelo, wouldn't you? Let him have your TV slot for Canelo. Wouldn't you get that on DAZN or wouldn't you? Good for goose, good for gander, Ellie. You shafted Kell Brook, but you didn't shaft Canelo, did you? Because they're at different ends of the career. One's been smashed about and knocked about, and he's done, and other one's still in his prime. So good for goose, good for gander, Eddie. But like I've just said there, point I want to make is fights are not happening. These fights are not happening at all. They're not happening. What fights are they making, these promoters? What? Where are the fights? What fights have we got to look forward to now that are fantastic? What? We're going around in fucking circles. They're not delivering, are they? I've got analytics, 18 to 24-year-olds. They were really high and it's now low. People who watch boxing. But MMAs were low, wasn't it? A year ago, and now it's quite high. So they're all jumping to the other sport because Dana White makes them all fight each other. If they get beat, he brings them back, doesn't he? There's this stigma around boxing. If you get beat, you're finished. Well, it's not true. Look at Maxi Hughes. He won an IBO. Josh Whale. Dennis fought Josh Whale with finishers. No, he ain't Dennis. If you look at his defeats, half of them could be defeats. He's been jobbed on a lot of cards. Josh Whale. And he went 4-0 with Dennis, won an IBO international belt. Brilliant. Brilliant. I played my part in that, and one of the proudest moments of my life when Josh won that belt. Felt really good, it did. I remember stood next to Terry Chappell and cheering him on. Well, fantastic. Fantastic. Now, fights are not happening, are they? Just because kids have got losses, don't we say they're finished? But boxing has to change, and I want it to change. I keep banging on about it, about what's wrong with the sport, but nobody's listening. It's rotten to the core, the sport, inside and out. But who's listening? Who's listening to your Uncle Big P? Oh, nobody. Board of Control can't stand me. Promoters can't stand me, but that's okay. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered. I just get on with my life. If it bothers anybody that much, they're welcome to come here. I'm not hard to find. Only a few have been here. I'm still here. Still look gorgeous. I'll look even more gorgeous when I get my teeth done in Turkey, won't I? Can't wait. Michelle, I know you're watching. I've got till 30th to get my next flight sorted. 16th of September, they make a big decision in Turkey. So it's fingers crossed. I get these nashers done, get it over and done with. So I've got to go twice out there in 6 months. But boxing, getting back to boxing, it's heading for Skid Row. Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, people like that, Adam Smith, Johnny Nelson, Sky, DAZN, BT Sport, they've all played a part in all this. I mean, where's Joe Joyce going at the moment? Daniel DeBar's just fought a pub doorman. Where's he going? They took the money, haven't they? Where are they going? What's Tommy Fury doing with his career? Is he a boxer? Is he reality TV? What is he? What is he, a gimmick? What is fucking going on? How many more of these old timers in the 50s are we going to fetch back? It's saturating the sport. David A. Joe Fournier. I've just done a fantastic members video, right, regarding my top 7 fights that I like to watch all the time on TV. One of them I went to, Froch Pascal, and then there were the other ones. And I spoke about the Thriller in Manila, which is one of my all-time favourite fights. Brutal fight. So we had the Thriller in Manila, 1975, the third fight in the Ali Fraser series. Now we've got Joe Fournier against David Hay. Will that be a trilogy? Fucking hell. Joe Fournier, David Hay. Is that what we're going to? Is that what us boxing fans are worth? Is that how much this sport's watered down? You know, I don't see Carl Froch as a pundit. He wasn't picked on DAZN's roster. Sky have not used him, have this, so it looks like he's on outside looking in. Look at his CV. He tells it straight. Paulie Malignaggi, he's a 2-time world champion. He don't get a look in either. But what has Paulie Malignaggi and Carl Froch got in common? And Nazim Ahmed, they don't get a look in, do they? They're not all company men, are they? They've all got a few quid, and they're all not frightened to say the bit. But there's no room at the inn for them, is there? Only room we've got are your Tony Bellews, your Darren Barker, your Chris Lloyds, you know, company men. Company men. They've got that AD who went boxing with AD, who ended up with a job with DAZN. And well done, AD, but there's a lot of things that he don't put out on his YouTube channel, isn't there, that he should, because it's a conflict of interest. And you can't do both. Like, I couldn't do this and work from Dennis's office without being at it. I couldn't do it because we're at it all the time. Couldn't do it. You've got to pick one or other. By fights not happening in the sport of boxing at the moment, what that's done is it's made the fans pissed off, because all we're hearing is just hearing that, aren't we? Oh shit. That's all we've got. And it's enabled Jake Paul to come out and say he's going to be a promoter. I mean, he overpaid everybody on that card, didn't he? He made sure that everybody ate the other night. Now, Anthony Joshua got 70 million fighting Ruiz in the rematch in Saudi. Now, I'm not going to say what Tom Little got. He fought in the camp with Joshua, who was sparring partner, and he fought on the night. And let me tell you this, what Tom Little got, probably the price. He probably cleared the price of a brand new family car. That's what he probably ended up with. Price of a brand new Golf or something, a diesel Golf, brand new. So divide that into 70 million. The money's flooding one way, isn't it, to Anthony Joshua? Everybody's fighting on that undercard for peanuts. It's like, well, it is bad. I know what Tom Little got, and they should be ashamed of themselves. What Tom Little got were embarrassing. But that's happening across the board. I know what Joshua got when Carl Froch put him on his undercard at Wembley. And then I look at what people got on Joshua's undercard, and I think Joshua's calling shots. Joshua's calling the shots. And Carl Froch likes a pound note, but what people get on his undercard is shocking. And then those that do get paid decent, he takes a cut anyway off it, doesn't he? Off Bawatsi and Coley and Campbell Hatton. He's got it all figured out, hasn't he? The money's flowing one way. Well, Jake Paul's not like that. So I'm team Jake Paul now. Whatever he wants to do in boxing, fantastic. If fighters are getting paid, brilliant. I'm not all that fussed about seeing him on undercard, but I think he bashes up Tommy Fury. And I think Tommy knows. I mean, where is Tommy Fury going? He's begging for a fight, isn't he? Begging to get to fight Jake Paul. Begging bowl. And they're going about Mickey Theo wanting to fight John Fury. John Fury put a challenge out to any man over 50. Mick accepted. So it was John that put the challenge out. Mick just accepted. Then John went into hiding, didn't he? So let's get that right before we fucking start. But what Tommy Fury is doing there is begging, isn't it? He's begging. Because they want the money. Because Tommy Fury is a disaster waiting to happen in a boxing ring. They can't keep padding him out, can they? They've got to get some money in. Bricktop knows this. That's why he went out there to America, to protect his investment. They want that fight, and they will take anything. They'll fuck a snake to take that fight. They'll take small end at money. Trust me, they will. But it is what it is, isn't it? So I'm going to finish this video on David Allen. Did anybody see his interview on IFL? I'm on about the one in the dressing room after the Dennis show. Oh my God. Least said about that, the better. But the one he came out and did the other day, and I thought he spoke from the heart, which he does, David, but sounds like Riddick Bowe, a bit like Scooby-Doo. Sounds all a bit mumbled up. This is how I look at it, right? Where's Dave heading at the moment? Where? I don't know. But I don't think he should be fighting. If he does fight, let's make sure he goes in with puddings, Dennis, because if not, he could end up on the slab, and we don't want that. So I just want to go on record as saying that if Dave Allen fights somebody like Babbitt or Fabio Wardley or somebody like that, we could be seeing a death in the sport of boxing. And I just want to make sure that all them people know my opinion on it, because this has been happening in front of our eyes for the last few years. Go on, Dave. He's funny, Dave. He's a right laugh. He's one of those, Jack the lad. And getting his brain scrambled. Well, none of you have seen David after his fights. I have. And it's not a pretty sight. He's a tough kid. But he's had it beat out of him in sparring and on TV. And he's stumbling and mumbling about. He's not 30 yet and he's approaching 30-year-old. And it's a mess. He needs to go get a girlfriend, settle down and have some kids and go and get a fucking job, because he's saying he's managing fighters and not taking anything out of the job, anything out of it. So go and get a job, David. All right, leave this boxing alone. Go and get a job. Start a YouTube channel up. Get advice, but go and get a job. But leave Babbitt, leave Fabio Wardley, leave them alone. All right. All them rounds you've done with Tyson, Joshua. Joshua's broke his nose 5 times. You've done over 500 rounds with Joshua, 500 with you, 600 plus with Tyson, sparred Usyk, Dylan White. Look, it all takes its toll. All right? It all takes its toll. So, okay. So I think that's about it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm going to do a Rich Piano shoulder workout now, the late Rich Piano. Okay, so peace out, keep on trucking, keep supporting boxing. Don't have nightmares. Thank you for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Very important to me, that. But most of all, I want to thank everybody for watching my videos to near to end now. We're up to 87% of you are watching the videos nearly to end. So at one point, you were about 30, 40%. You weren't watching these videos over 12 minutes. So I'm trying to cut them down in length if I can. But I hope you're enjoying them anyway. And thanks for sharing it on your WhatsApps as well. Very important that you do that. And sharing them amongst your pals. But most of all, I love it when you leave nice comments. If you want to leave a rotten comment, leave them. But I don't usually get to see them because they take them off. So, because who wants to read vileness? I don't want to read vileness. So just kind of like protect me from that. So don't waste your energy leaving vile comments, all right? Don't forget to join members area, $5.99 a month. You get an extra 10 videos. There's 2 on there now already for September, so another 8 to go. That's less than 60p a video. That's not bad, that, is it? What do you reckon? All right. So peace out. Big shout out to Stiggy. Stig the taxi driver in Surrey. When I go down for Joshua weekend, down your way, Stig, I might call and see you. All right, let you take me for a spin in your Zedda. All right, Stig, we'll have you back on channel because you're a character. All right. Peace out.